And then just make sure you're using the control. I would please keep it away from my control. Yeah, let's. Chat. My roommate is. Oh, you could talk to him. Yeah, let's see. So, when you're, I just go here, and then I just see if it's watching tournaments or F-Zero, and then I just, when you're done, you do that. But make sure that, like, yeah, I don't know what controller's which right now, but don't use my controller. And it's pretty, I mean, I'm sure you know how to do everything else, right? I mean, you know the rest, right? I mean, it's just, I showed you a photo. Controller's not working. Yeah, I did that. He's higher ranked. Well, this controller's not working, but I'm sure he could figure it out.
Mine wasn't?
Well, that one's not. But I don't know. I haven't messed with it in like 14 hours since you and Domo messed with it. I called you up, remember, when Melee wasn't working?
Right. I mean, is your fob working?
Don't use my fob.
No, I'm saying, is it working?
It worked when I did Melee.
Okay. So
I didn't test it just now. I mean, you could probably just swap. It's probably brain dead.
I'm lined up. I am taller than you. Hello, everybody. I'm not doing a speed run like M2k had in the one title. I am just going to try and show everybody how to unlock all the tracks. I'm not going to speed run on Dolphin. I've never played Dolphin. I know, and I also told you what I was doing like days ago if I was going to play. I mean, there's technically speedrun categories for all the Grand Prix, and how you unlock all the tracks is first you have to beat the first 3 Grand Prix on expert mode, and then after that you unlock the 4th Grand Prix, which is called Diamond Cup. I'll show you real quick. You unlock this one, and after you beat all of these, I believe it's once or 3 times, then you can unlock AX Cup. I actually had to go and look it up because I haven't done this in 10 years. Or actually longer than that, maybe like 20 now. Alright, so to unlock AX Cup, you have to... that is not right. It says unlock all the AX courses. That's so funny. Oh, okay, so Diamond Cup you have to place first place. You can't just like beat them in the top 3. You have to beat Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire Cups. And that will give you the Diamond Cup. And then To get the Master Mode difficulty, which I just selected, you need to place first in Ruby, Diamond, Emerald, and Sapphire on the Expert difficulty. And then, to get the AX tracks, you need to place first in the Grand Prix all of these now in Master difficulty. So beat these 3 times to get this, and then you have to beat all 4 of these once to get Master, and then you have to beat all of these on Master to get AX. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to beat all of them once on Master, and show you guys what I would select if I was going through the game and unlocking stuff for the first time. Also, if anybody's actually listening and they can't hear me or anything, yeah, let me know. So when you start out the game, you only get 4 pilots. And it's these 4 guys. Well, these 4 guys. You get Captain Falcon, Dr. Stewart, Tycho, and Samurai Goro. And so if I was starting the game, I would probably just pick Falcon for the very first cup out of those 4. And I play on the max speed category. I think I'm ranked 21st right now. I'm probably about to be 20th if I ever update again. But I always sit around like 19th to 21st in that category on the like all-time world ladder. And I do snaking, but not very often, and if you're starting this game, you want to just stick to the max speed category. You can obviously set the slider, which I'm going to show you here in a second, to anything you want. This is the snaking category is all the way over here. There's also open, like, space flying category, which certain vehicles can do, and that would be all the way over here. And then max speed is the main category that everybody plays. If you ever see the CGN run from AGDQ 2014, that's max speed. So I'm going to do that, and then sometimes I'll change the color of the vehicle depending on the track, just so I can see it better. When I'm playing F-Zero, I'm not looking at the vehicle directly, I'm looking like down the track, where like I expect to be able to react to. So you just kind of like get focused above that, and so whatever the color of the vehicle is in your periphery, especially when you're starting out, it like really helps to define it from the track for you and see like where your hitboxes are. At least in my experience. But I'm using the Black Falcon here because it doesn't really matter and it looks cool. Okay, so I just did a few things called quick turning, and I don't have a hand cam, so I can't really show you exactly what I'm doing, but basically I'm just doing, if you're a Smash player, like I'm light shielding on both of the shoulder buttons at the same time, and just like slightly preferring whichever way I want it to turn. I'll like press that one in slightly more, while I'm also like doing a forward, or like a forward tilt or like an up tilt on the stick, like right in that diagonal range. Okay, now I should start boosting. So this game, everybody has like a different boost duration that you kind of have to learn, because you can gain more speed from boosting by turning off the accelerator in between boosts after a certain speed. They might come up and kill me. I knew it. Alright. So, I don't normally play GP. I knew that they were probably going to boost into me though at that point, and I needed to either spin attack to defend myself, or I was going to be blown up before the refiller. Alright, Master Mode only gives you 1 extra life also, so you will have to restart probably quite a few times when first trying to beat this. But this is my favorite game ever. It's just the like melee of racing games. It's so responsive and so fun. And I encourage anybody that can like get a hold of it, either like an ISO legally, or just get the disc, anything, just try and play this game. Like if you like racers, or if you like melee, I honestly think you will appreciate this game. It just feels so responsive. Like melee is one of the only other games I can think of like it, ironically. Alright, so basically I'm just almost spamming boost, but I'm going to save a little bit of life this time, going into this last section here before the refiller. And what I'm doing there is I'm sliding by basically doing a quick turn where I let off the gas and I just really press in fully on the one shoulder button, and they call that a momentum turbo slide, I guess. Oh, I'm in 10th, and I'm like near the end. Alright, so I'm talking too much to actually play well. I think what I'm going to do is, you have to win on points, so getting 7th is totally fine. A major strategy for beating GP... They only got a 109. Okay. So, a strategy for beating GP is to destroy the other racers, because any racer you defeat on a course loses all their points, the ability to gain points for that course. And so, knocking them out of just one course puts them at a cap of 400 out of 500 points. And so it's just incredibly easy. Yeah, I'm at 66. That's really easy to make that. So it's incredibly easy at that point to, like, you know, defeat them in the GP points overall. So if you know, especially like the racers that are very good, like Fat Shark and Black Bull, and for Grand Prix Red Gazelle, if you can take them out early, even just once, then basically you're guaranteeing yourself a much higher spot in the Grand Prix. So for Split Oval, I chose the Black Falcon again, but I would probably pick the Red Falcon just to make it easier to see, because the Blue Falcon will blend into this course quite a bit. There's also some courses where the computers get incredibly buffed. I think on short tracks they're just a little bit harder to beat, but on tracks like Sand Ocean Surface Slide, which is coming up after this one, the computers just seem to have like a fairly good buff to them. There's a few other courses that are incredibly hard to beat the computers on, like Phantom Road Slimline Slits. I have a hard time if I'm just like trying as hard as I can to beat the computer on that in any given run. Okay, so I'm pseudo-comfortably in first right now. See, I'm turning off the engine until Falcon gets down to about, I think, like 12, 20 something. He has the ability to take and turn the engine off in momentum throttle to retain more speed. Definitely hard to concentrate on the HUD and see what my speed is while talking to you guys. That'll be fine. Alright, cool. So there's a thing you can do at the end if you have enough life, which is similar to that, I barely did it, where you slide along the wall and you gain an incredible amount of speed. Basically, it's the mechanic for the momentum turbo slide, but it's being smashed against the wall, and so they call it a momentum turbo rail slide. And if you get used to like the arc that the momentum turbo slide has for your vehicle, you'll also be able to like sort of interpret what the arc for the MTRS is, the momentum turbo rail slide. But you want it just to make sure that your vehicle never goes beyond perpendicular as you slide along the rail, and it's basically just getting a feeling of how much you hold the shoulder buttons and where you hold the stick at as you go along that rail. You have to adjust it as you go to get as much speed as possible, make it last as long as possible. But for Grand Prix, that is going to be the main way that you're going to snake higher positions in the run, especially if the race is close. I think you saw it in the first race that I was like back in like 10th and I picked up like 3 spots. Like you can easily pick up like 7, 8 spots though doing that. So like if there's a piece of advanced tech that you want to work on first when playing this game, like advanced beyond like quick turns, I would say like trying to learn the momentum turbo rail slide is really important. It's just how you finish every single race in this game basically. Sand Ocean Surface Slide is actually my favorite course. It's like polarizing. A lot of people like it, but a lot more people I don't think like it at all. It doesn't have as many boost plates as it would, I think, as it needs, honestly. Like, so people kind of have no life and no boost by the end of the course. The computer will take pretty good advantage of that, and they'll probably beat me here, even if I just lock in and try my hardest. So we'll see how good I can do. With Blue Falcon, at least. If I played, you know, the vehicle I have my best run with on here, then I would be able to beat them fairly easily. This course has tons of big loops, and so if you want to like get good at MTSing the momentum turbo slides, this is the main course to practice it on. Okay, so you see the little rival thing above one of the characters' heads? that's the person closest to me in points or the person leading in points. So I want to take that person out basically above anybody else as we get like further into the Grand Prix. Another turbo slide, a little one. I just used the side attack to destroy Astro Rod in there. I prefer using side attacks normally to destroy the CPUs. It's just you have a lot more control over your vehicle as you do them. And the side attacks actually can speed you up. So like there's a thing called side attack turning, which you can do here, and you can see my speed went up a little bit. You gotta hit the wall. I'm gonna retain my boost until later in the lap because the CPU will rubber band. And so if I burned it off to get a lead back here, they would probably have just caught back up to me as soon as I ran out of boost. I'm going to try and chain it together into this refiller coming up. And then MTS around that big loop there. Little side attack turn there. Alright, so they're going to come up and pass me now. I got a lot of life left, so actually I can maybe keep a lead. Alright, I think I can boost to the end basically now. Nice. Alright. I honestly did not think I'd be able to win that, but it just locked in a little more than focusing on talking. So that's the hardest course in the first Grand Prix, is actually the third one. Just as far as how hard it is to beat the computers. Covers up his name. Yeah, everybody covers up the names of their machines and stuff. It's kind of weird positioning. I don't fully get the design. Let's see how much we won by. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good gap. That's because I did not try and break away early. Like, I could have done a lot of different boost strats and, like, boosted out of that pyramid area with the refiller. And if I used up my boost by the end of the lap, they would have rubber banded and beaten me. There's just no way I would have been able to get it back even with an MTRS. And that MTRS was actually very good because it used up all my life and I exploded. And when the vehicle explodes, you have no control over it, but it will skip off the ground and gain speed as if it were a shift boost, which is the hardest advanced technique in the game. It's probably similar to ledge dashing in Melee. I'm not a good Melee player, so I can't really say for sure, but it's a frame-perfect technique that involves coming back off of a ledge usually, or finding a ledge on the track and hitting it just right. And it takes like 5 or 6 inputs that have to be like within a couple frames of each other max to even do poorly. Next up is Lightning Loop Cross. The world record for this was just broken recently by a new Japanese player called Mafuyu. And she got a 1 minute and 26 seconds on this track, which is incredible. And my friend Fibat was the runner who had the record before that. He had a 127, which was also just an incredible run. And my friend Z-Wing actually got the record before that at my house, and he had a 129. He had the first sub 130 on this course. We are not going to get anywhere close to that. Not using the right machine, and I think my best run is a 137. F-Zero GX runs don't actually cluster together like a lot of other racing games. The top times in F-Zero GX can actually space out a fair amount because there will be people that will specialize on a level or perfect a technique on a level, and other people will just be multiple seconds behind because they're not as good at it or they can't get it on every run yet. This game has no ceiling, even more so than I would say Melee. Like, there's just no ability for humans to ever like begin to cap out this game. It's just, you're capping out the GameCube controller and like the human body first. And that's best exemplified if you ever watch like a TAS, like a tool-assisted run of any of these levels that somebody has done. So I was going to try and kill Dark Schneider there, that was the rival. I have no lives left, so at any time I can just die because the CPU decides to hit me in such a way. The one thing I can do is I can get rid of 5 CPUs if I'm really careful and gain a life back. you have to get 5 kills in one race. But if I side attack these guys and they decide to spin attack at the same time, it will do a ton of damage at best and probably just instantly kill me. So I'm going to try and just do this GP and race well since I died very early on. And see if we can get all the way through it, because Multiplex is next. Aeropolis Multiplex is a very easy level because it's a very long level, so I'm not too worried about winning that as long as I can get through the dive without falling off course. But I need to begin to break away from the computer so I feel safer. Do a big MTS through this loop, and I save some life because they'll try and come up behind you here just like they did on the first level and spin attack and kill you. As an MTRS, or an MTS, it turned into an MTRS a little bit. We'll just do another MTS here, and now I can just boost till the end. Easy, alright. Yeah, so saving your boost until the end of some of these levels is really important. It's not like the best IL strat, like for doing, you know, single runs of a level and getting the best time, but it definitely helps temper the CPU from rubber banding on you. And I mean, it's just smart boost strategy to have something left in the tank for the end, just for the MTRS. 209. Yeah, okay, so if you get a sub 210 on this, then you're definitely going to beat the CPU. So that's basically what you want to shoot for. I think around a 205 on the last level, and then probably like about a 105 on the second level, and a 106 on the first level. Those are all the times you'd want to shoot for to beat master difficulty for those courses. Multiplex, I'm guessing probably like a 215. We're gonna see. This is all about just surviving, though. There's no way that this, the computers are gonna be able to keep up with you if you raced anywhere close to just the level that I've played at, like, before this. And this game is, it's like Melee in that it can be really hard and have an infinite ceiling, but it's also really fun and it's actually really accessible. You can beat the Grand Prix probably within a few days of playing. Like all the Grand Prix, you know, not everything. It's not like a big grind. Okay, so I went up that ramp, and I did an MTS to launch off of it with a higher speed than what I'd normally be going, and that launches me higher. Whenever you want to, like, lift off of a jump plate, like at the beginning, or a ramp like that, you want to be off of the accelerator, like I just showed you. And that's like while you're rising, you want to be off of the accelerator until you're done rising, and then you want to point the nose of the ship down as soon as you lift off, and keep it down. But then get back on A, I'll show you here, as soon as you're done rising to start gaining speed falling. So I lifted off, and I pointed the nose down, and I let go of the accelerator, and then I immediately put the accelerator back on when I realized I reached the peak of my, like, ascent. See if I can do it again here. Yeah. So for that, you turn off the accelerator for the entire time you're over the platform. It just, for the physics of that, lets you get over the platform more easily. And yeah, I'm like looking at the HUD now. The CPU is nowhere close to me, even with like not boosting well or anything. You can get these mine boosts. You have to let go of A right after you hit them to get the maximum speed. Now the CPU is coming up on me. Alright, so now I'm gonna beat these guys real quick. What is that little spider? That's funny. So this little, like, 3 guys that are in second place right now, they all race, like, in one, like, spider-shaped vehicle. And it looks pretty sweet, actually. Oh, that's the plate again. So there, you see that's the mind boost. You want to let go like the frame that your speed spikes up, and that'll get you the maximum amount of speed from the mind boost. Oh, okay. So that's enough to beat Master Mode. You just need like a sub 225-ish probably. Probably 220 to be safe if you're doing more rubber banding than I did. And especially because I don't see Fat Shark in here. Yes, this is another thing you can do if you're like having a lot of trouble with the GP. You can just re-roll the ships you get. They do 30 ships out of the 46 non-custom ships, and so that literally takes off, you know, a third of the field every time. And if you can do a roll where you don't get Black Bull, you don't get Fat Shark, and you don't get like Red Gazelle. Yeah, he's not on here either. Then you have a particularly easy GP, I'd say. Let's see where we got with points. Alright, yeah, so nobody was able to get within 100 points of us. That means that if I had actually paid attention, I would have known that just finishing this race in any position, we would have won. And it's really, what makes the GPs easy, I think, is it's about points. And you can just kind of play for that. Your mic is a little low. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry about that. I don't talk as loud as Jason. I'm going to sit closer to it. Alright, can you hear anything that I'm saying now? I'm assuming no, because I haven't seen anything come in. Is this Jason Friend? Yes, it is Jason Friend. Alright. Now it's fine. Thank you. Alright, you get to ask them a question. They're all stupid. Which one do you guys want to see? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you see your face, obviously.
Will you let us see your face? If you can beat me in a race, I'll show you.
Alright.
I see. Thank you
That's
for the
a lie.
interview.
Like, you race him all the time in this game, you never get to see it.
F-Zero TV. That's it, everyone.
I think there is a piece of old Nintendo promotion where you do get to see his face. So there's like an old comic or something. So it's not actually supposed to be a hidden thing, it just became hidden. And he's just like a guy with brown hair. Which, if you beat story mode, you see him take the helmet off from the back, and he also just has like a, you know, a buzz cut of, yeah, dark brown hair. Oh yeah, you get a special video every time you beat Master Mode. Whichever character you use to beat Master Mode, they give you a pilot video that is incredibly well animated for 2003 for some reason. And train. Oh, you hear Captain Falcon's theme music too, if you listen closely. It's like Christian rock from that era. It's so funny. Takes you back to the beginning. Alright, now we're going to do Sapphire Cup. So, after doing the Ruby Cup, you get X amount of points, and I'll just go through the steps actually, as if I haven't unlocked everything. So you would go and you would get, you know, a certain amount of tickets for your winning the GP, and the next racer that I would buy to unlock for Sapphire Cup would be Great Star, which is like the Mario looking guy there. And it's only 7. You'll get like 50 or so tickets for beating the GP. So you'll have enough to do that and then get some other stuff. But yeah, we're going to go to Sapphire Cup. We're going to select Great Star. Because at this point, if you're just starting the game, you would only have those 5 vehicles unlocked. And Great Star is really good at the MTS. And you guys don't have to, like, obviously, like MTS or anything, do like all the advanced strats that I might do even as I just play casually through this, but if you can learn like some of them and practice them at certain like big turns and stuff, you're just going to use it to like gain so much speed and like, you know, regain so many places or get so much like of a distance on second place. It's going to help you a ton. That big twist and twist road, that like big turn and twist road before the twist, actually, that's like a great spot to learn your first MTS. Just learning when to turn the vehicle off is super important. Everybody, like I said, has a certain time that you want to turn their accelerator off as far as like what speed they can be at. And that number, if you look it up online, is based solely around their boosting speed, not the speed they get from boost plates, which is a weird little wrinkle. If you're going over a boost plate, you don't want to turn the accelerator off at as low of a speed as what the machine's listed MT point is. You actually want to wait until it's much higher, probably like around 1600, to turn off the machine. Well, let's say 1500. And that's because there's like a variable thing that happens where the ideal amount of time to turn off the accelerator changes with the boost plates. It's too complicated for me to understand, so I'm definitely not going to explain it. This is a hard course actually to win, so I should be paying a little bit of attention. I just got spin attacked and almost destroyed, so I have no life left. I'm going to have to MTS really hard to gain positions. That's why this vehicle is good. It's like got one of the best MTSs in the game out of the non-custom vehicles. Alright, so I only got 5th there, not paying attention. Which is a theme so far with the first level. But maybe I should restart this and show you guys like what I would do to win. You only need like a sub 115, it looks like. So. Yeah, I'm gonna restart real quick. It doesn't take that long. Helmet is Captain Falcon skin for the next Smash. That would be actually pretty cool. Alright, so the strat basically with Great Star here is to take these big turns as MTSs and gain speed, and you don't really even need the boost. He's also a pretty heavy vehicle, so you get this dive at the end of the lap after those 3 boost panels, and you can MT that for a very long time. Even though that's a dive after the boost panels, and you might not be going like above 1500 if you do the dive right with the MT, the amount of time after the boost panel makes it so that the MT is based more off of your base speed and not the boost panel affecting it. So you would still want to just MT down to like 1300. And MT is momentum throbbing once again if you're just joining me, not M2k. That's just letting go of the accelerator, and it's going to retain your speed a lot more. Alright, so I'm going to... As soon as he gets up to full speed, I can MTS, basically. I'm going to do that for this turn. I'm going to use side attacks to exit the MTS to retain as much speed as possible. And that'll also potentially, well, get me spin attack to take tons of damage. Or it'll, like, actually rack up some kills. This is a very tight level, so it's hard to get past people, actually, like, because you hit into them so easily. Just threaten to spin attack as somebody was coming up behind me. Yeah, spin attacks are garbage. They do not kill opposing vehicles very well. Watch me do burst this one. Oh yeah, I might actually now. I spin attacked him the whole time, I got no life back. So this is another thing, is when you do damage to other ships, you get life back, and so you get more boost, because your boost and your life are the same thing. But, I got really screwed that game. That's fine though, I'm not going to restart, because I didn't die, so I'm just going to be able to win on points. And I guess I can really demonstrate that here. But yeah, I got attacked a lot. And this is a very heavy restart game, no matter what skill level you're at. you'll just die going for the strats that you're sort of used to going for in ILs, because like just nobody's used to doing safe strats for this game. But then on top of that, like no matter how good you are, if you just hit into a CPU and they're spin attacking you, I mean, it will destroy you. There's not a lot of life you have in this game. One of the main reasons you pick a heavy vehicle for any cup that has dives in it is the MT factor, and Port Town Aerodive, I think everybody recognizes Rob. They also recognize this level though from Brawl. It has the second biggest dive in the game, and so we're going to really take advantage of the heavyweight of Great Star to make up for all the points we lost. I'm also going to start just attacking way more people, because this is a nice flat wide level, so it's going to be easy to rack up some kills and give us cushion for how much life we have and cushion the point results. There we go. So I just MTS into that vehicle, and then I started to exit with a side attack, and that side attack is what got me the 5th kill and the extra life you see down in the bottom of the HUD on the left. Alright, I'm going to MTS off of this to get more speed and launch further, and then I'm going to straighten out. I'm not used to diving with this thing, and there, I just got a huge lead on 2nd place, which you can see the 2nd place comm in the bottom right on the HUD with the little level thing. Boost plates, you want to try and line up with the sides of them actually, because you get 1.1 times the boost compared to hitting them in the middle. Try and MTS there to extend that a little bit. Gonna boost after this and do a big MTS and try and get to this next plate. There we go. Another boost plate, then boost, and then MTS for there. I'm gonna save a little boost now for the rest of the level. Big MTS. I always like flinch when I do that. It's fun. Alright. Oh, did somebody just say that? Do I see a Rob? Yeah, there's like, I think, at least one gigantic Rob in this. There might be 2, but it might just be like, thinking of the level I'm not used to, where everything's positioned. Fraction of boost left just for safety. We're going to do the big MTS into a dive. Side attack the whole time. Straighten out. Dive again. That's got a big long flat like area to MTRS at the end too, so you can steal back a ton of positions if it's even close. Oh yeah, okay, so it's like a 235 is guaranteeing you the win on that course. I'm still not in first on points because of how bad I did on the first race. There's Red Gazelle in this. Who else are we racing against? Okay, Red Gazelle and Fat Shark are both in here. Fat Shark is so far down in points that he's only a problem on individual levels. There's certain vehicles, if you do GP enough, you'll realize are more aggressive than others it seems like. And like the antagonist characters like Fat Shark, Black Blue, Death Anchor, Michael Chain, they all seem to attack more for some reason. I don't know if that's just like some kind of confirmation bias, but that's how it feels to me at least. Alright, Green Plant Mobius Ring is like a simple NASCAR track turned into a Mobius ring, sort of. Like it's just the oval shape, but you go over it twice. Death Anchor, got rid of him. Okay, so I'm going to try an MTRS early in the level actually to gain positions. There we go. And that's a great way to boost past everybody. And then even if they go to pass you because you exit the MTRS too slowly, they often will boost you forward. And then you can take advantage of those 3 mines that I just hit before everybody else destroys them. And that gives you a huge lead early on in this level. So yeah, figuring out that momentum turbo rail slide that I did, in any way, you don't even have to exit it well, and then just being first or second to get to those mines is really huge for this level. And I actually like doing that rail slide a lot, just because it'll usually take me like above boosting speed. That was a slow one, but then it'll like exit me out here slowly enough that I can line up this really hard to get refill panel. Then M2s around that gigantic turn. Any big loping turn, you're going to probably try and MTS if you have the right vehicle for it. Most vehicles can't do it though, so that's why you got to use vehicle selection kind of carefully for various courses. There, he was going 3,400 kilometers, and I just almost used up all my life though. But see, that lets me go nice and slow when I want to line up that refiller, which is just at the bottom of that cavern of 2 pieces of track. It's really easy to like get flipped off there and die. Oh, they're pitching up to me as I'm talking. There we go. Oh, I hit a destroyed racer at the very end of that. That's what that sound was. And that little bump. There was like a dead body on the track. Yeah, I'd say a 145 is what you need to win this level consistently. That was easy, you know? Probably should have been boosting instead of talking. Could have probably sub 140 there. Port Town Long Pipe is gonna be a weird track to play for the first time because it's the first pipe track and the physics are very weird. You get thrown around on pipe tracks very easily, so you have to kind of really aim the vehicle and try and not touch the controls more than you need to. It's very easy to lose grip in a way that will destroy your speed more than normal. Like on flat ground you can lose grip and you can usually turn it into a slide and actually, like the momentum turbo slide will actually gain you some speed. There's like a lot of ways to do stuff like that. On a track like this, where it's all curved, you can't gain any speed from that. It'll just kill all the speed. Super important to try and line up and hit these boost plates at the beginning of the level. And for pipe tracks, it's always pretty important to conserve your boost and have like some kind of strategy in mind for what you want to do with your boost. They usually don't give you much health back for some reason. Going over these little slaloms, I just point forward on the joystick slightly, and it keeps me from like lifting off the nose too much and losing random speed. I'm gonna strafe right and left through that thing very quickly, and just strafing right and left on the shoulder buttons, and then ever so slightly like touching the stick to point the nose the right direction. Actually, probably could have held one extra boost there. And I could have boosted through there to try and link these two together. But I'm just going to hold this mostly until the end. I'm going to use one after this boost to try and get some speed through this slalom part. I'll connect to that. I'm going to do another one right out of this. You gotta avoid these stupid little lit up, I don't know, beams or whatever they have for no reason. Alright, yeah, that was a pretty good boost strat. It linked right into the refiller. I'm just gonna use one less boost going into this though, because I only got a fraction of the full boost back. So Fat Shark is the main vehicle you use for this level, and he has a long enough boost that you don't even need to like do that boost in between the panels in that section. But Great Star's boost is kind of short, so I just burnt one more boost in there. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do boost to try and get some more speed through the slaloms. It didn't chain into any more speed though. easy. I'm still lost. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so you'll probably do best to look up like somebody that actually has tutorials on this game. If you have any specific questions, yeah, let me know. I can show anything, you know, over and over. Let's see. Maybe I need to go through all the text slowly. Basically, this game is, you have to be very light on the controls. They're very responsive, and it's, you're spamming boost. You're, like, trying to, like, remember where on the track that you want to boost, like, have some amount of strategy in mind. And the only advanced tech you really need to learn is momentum throttling and quick turning. Which the quick turning is lightly pressing in both of the shoulder buttons and then pointing the stick, towards whichever direction you want to turn and hitting that shoulder button slightly more than the opposing shoulder button. And like I said, there's good tutorials with hand cams online of all this stuff. Look up AKC12. His tutorials are really great for this. He has like shorts of all the advanced tech. There's like little advanced techs and turns in this game I don't even remember the name of actually, that he does. So definitely check out AKC12's YouTube. Alright, Serial Gaps is a terrible course. I don't like it, it's insane. The Japanese player Mafuyu just updated their world record here, and it's like 20 seconds faster than my run. And they get a skip on this game that only one other player has been able to pull off so far, so it's just insane. If you've ever seen this course done at like AGDQ or anything, there's already 2 massive skips to this level. And the fact that they figured out a third one just makes it so the world record strat is almost impossible to replicate at this point. We're going to try and get some mind boosts and get this big skip. Alright, we almost did it. We might die. Alright, so we got almost far enough. But then we got stuck on the wall, and when you are driving on the wall, you automatically take damage like you're colliding with the wall. And so we exploded very quickly. That doesn't normally happen. I really thought I had enough speed for that. I'm not going to try it this time. I'm going to try and just get around here. We still have 1 extra life left. I'm going to MTS into this jump plate and try and just get as much track cut off as possible. Quick turn, quick turn. Oh, if you guys ever start playing this game also, they don't have the buttons laid out great, so the first thing you usually do is remap your boost to Y, and your side attack to B, and your brake to X. Just so if you start playing this, it might feel really awkward actually to try and do some of the stuff I'm saying with the original layout. Kind of close to the computer, okay. I have not been checking points either, so I probably have to win this to actually win the GP, huh? Alright, so that's the second of the 3 major skips in this level. It's actually harder to do than it looks. You hit that jump plate. Oh, Great Star main, I just saw that. No, I don't main Great Star. I'm actually just going through the Grand Prix. I'm not doing a speed run or anything like that. I am just showing people how to unlock all the tracks in the Grand Prix. Because if you start out this game, you only get 15 tracks, and you can even play this game quite a bit and not realize that you are missing Diamond or the AX Cup tracks, which is what I did for the first couple years of having the game as a kid. I just did not know you could unlock more tracks. So, showing people that are starting out what vehicle I would use. I can't help myself but use some of the advanced techniques, so that's probably not super helpful, but I encourage anybody that's starting out to try and learn the advanced techniques early. It makes the game more fun. You just have to be okay with dying a lot in this game. This game is very, very, very restart heavy. I'm talking thousands of restarts for every time I update a time at this point. For most people, it's probably hundreds, but I feel like I brute force my personal best a lot of the time. Okay, who wants to see what question? 1, 2, 3, or 4? What's your favorite food? Vision of the future? Androids have emotions? What about mass production? All these questions are stupid, and the answers are even dumber. For every character, in my opinion. It's always dumb. Androids. Alright, yeah, cool.
Do androids have emotions?
Of course, when I think of how my brother was recycled as my racing car.
Okay, that's actually pretty funny.
I see. Thank you for the interview. And that's all for
The interview was
Adrenaline-Driven
terrible.
F-Zero
Just no
TV.
follow-ups to
That's
that
it,
at all.
everyone. We'll
Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay. Mr. Ead's baking class. The music in this game is absolutely insane. It's all over the place. So he's a clone, I guess? Does that mean that, like, one of those guys got turned into his machine? Alright, so that was insane. 40 tickets. Alright, so basically, if you're going to the Emerald Cup now, the next vehicle I would buy to race Emerald Cup, if you're just starting out, is Sonic Phantom. Sonic Phantom's really light, so it doesn't have a great MT. There's not really many dives in this Grand Prix, except for the last level, but Sonic Phantom is so light that he is going to have really good float, like drift, and so he's going to be able to float through the air and get some shortcuts that a lot of the other vehicles would not be able to easily get. And so we're going to take advantage of that to win the final race, and for the rest of Emerald Cup, which is mostly like pipe tracks and stuff, we're going to take advantage of his really good boost. He has a 1.7 second boost duration that is exactly the same length of boost that I'm used to emptying with the top machines. And his top speed is really similar to Fat Shark, which is one of the top machines, the top non-custom machine. So like basically his top speed, his MT point are really similar to Fat Shark, and his boost duration is really similar to the top custom machines. He's really good for learning the timing for that and for getting like used to those numbers, which I believe his MT point number is like 1273 or 1280-ish, and Fat Shark's is like also 1273, 1274. And his top speed is like 1108, Fat Shark's is like 1109. Yeah, and like I said, 1.7 second boost. He's my favorite non-custom, I think, actually. He's a lot of fun to play. He's really easy to play starting out because it's easy to steer with the stick. So if you don't want to like learn a bunch of the advanced techniques that I've been talking about earlier, I would probably choose, Sonic Phantom to start out with. For all of the Grand Prix, even. But for sure for Emerald Cup, I think he'd be my pick for a beginner. I used to have a couple of the, I guess you could technically call them world records with Sonic Phantom. I had some of the best times with Sonic Phantom on a couple of courses for a very short period of time. I think one of them was actually Lightning Halfpipe. There was a very short period of time where I was at least competing for the Lightning Halfpipe top time with him, and I think I maybe had it for like a day. But I had the Cosmo Terminal Trident run with him. I think I had that for a couple years. Until somebody that was actually really good at shift boosting beat it. I just quick turned after that boost plate there, because at that point if you do a quick turn at the right time, you'll get a shift boost, and it'll give you a huge boost of speed to start off the lap and get ahead of everybody. So this course, it's a pipe track, but you're outside of the pipe. It's all about remembering where the boost plates are. And you only get the refiller at the very, very end of the level, so you have to be very conservative with your... Let's see how easy it is to slide on pipes. You have to be very conservative with your health. I'm going to do 2 quick turns around this turn to get this boost plate, and that'll launch me, give me a little extra speed. That's the one refill. Gonna hold off on boosting until after this plate. I'm gonna try that quick turn thing again. Missed it. It's always worth going for. Another boost here. For a moment. Oh, I missed that plate. Dang. It's very easy to miss plates when you're going for the very edge of them. And if you're not confident, like yet in a plate, just go for the middle of it. Boost after that plate, chain it into this plate. Boost right after I get that launch. Landed a little far into the... Oh, I did get a little bit of a shift boost, that kind of thing. Not much. I landed too far into the refill to get full health back, so I'm down basically 1 boost, but it's not going to matter. Playing on max speed for tracks like this is actually probably really good, just because you get the top speed and there's not really any walls to glide into. So, like, if you were playing against a Sonic Phantom at 50%, you would top out at like maybe like 1080, but you're going to top out at over 1100. So you just have a natural advantage sort of over most of the CPU machines to some degree, because I think they always set themselves at 50. I didn't even boost for that whole like last lap because I was just talking. Let's see, I think you need like a 258 or better to beat the master CPU on this course. That's what you should shoot for. Yeah, 258 is about the best they ever get. So if you sub 255, you're safe. Especially if I pull ahead like that, they're rubber banding like crazy, so they probably will normally get like above 3. This is the first time I've ever played on Dolphin, and so there's a few frames of lag also that I'm not used to, but it's not actually that bad. I tried to play the NSO version of this, and it is unplayable. It's so sad. It's like they turned Melee into Ultimate. Like, that feeling of, like, input delay difference is that bad. It's goes from, you know, 1 to 2 frames of, like, the base game to 8. Feel Our Pain is an awesome song. I don't know the song title name. Somebody actually knows the name of the song. That's crazy. Like I said, the Emerald Cup is all about lining up boost plates, but this course has this weird thing where when you're in the tunnel, there's no boost plates or anything. What you're trying to do is line up in between these 2 lines here to get random shift boost, and that'll give you possibly tons of speed. You'll get like double shift boost, and that's the main way to gain speed throughout this track. It's very annoying. It feels RNG, but it's not. For Grand Prix it's fun, but for trying to set a best time it is really annoying. You're gonna wait until you hit that first plate before you use any boost, just because it'll save you one more, and you want as much for in this tunnel as possible. The faster you're going over these bumps, you know, these like lumped-in areas here, like the more you want to hit towards the center to try and get the shift boost. But if you're going base speed, you want to go in between those two lines like I showed you. A little MTS there, missed it right. I've never played this game with headphones either. The sounds are pretty great. You get, like, I don't know, you hear the sound effects way more. There's a cool thing, if you ever play this game in first person, they actually increase the sound effects too. Like, you hear different audio than if you just play it in third person. If you don't want to go and zigzag for all those, you can just skip the ones on the, like whatever side you don't want to go for and just go straight and like burn one more boost. It's barely any slower and it's a lot easier, so like last lap, you know, whatever. Anything but the first lap, basically, you don't need to go for those at all. The CPU will always go for them and crowd you out if you're in the pack, and that can be a problem. 223. I don't think the CPU ever gets below 226 on this, like usually 227 at best. Yeah, so if you get sub 225, you're safe. Who are we racing against? Oh, we got a really, really easy GP actually, I think. Just Blackpool and... oh, there's Red Gazelle. Okay. No Fat Shark is always huge. Fat Shark is just... I mean, he's the best vehicle on all of the Emerald Cup courses except for the final one, I think. So that in and of itself, he has like a bit of a natural advantage. But he's always one of the best GP racers, especially in Diamond Cup, actually. He's kind of hard to beat if you're not good at, like, Cosmo Terminal. Cosmo Terminal Trident, the first track in Diamond Cup. Fat Shark is always, like, first place in that. Or second place, if you are able to beat him. This course is a very long casino course. It's a lot longer than the first casino course, and because it's so long, the CPU really just can't keep up as long as you're hitting the boost plates and stuff. There's nothing too hard to do for a basic strat. We're going to hit these 3 plates, and then I'm going to hit this jump plate, point my nose down, let go of the accelerator as soon as I land. When I'm landing off of a dive, I'm always flattening the machine out so it lands as like flat as possible, as smoothly as possible to the ground. And that retains as much speed as possible. Ton of boost plates here. Missed one of them. Sonic Phantom turns like an arrow. He's like really tight, so you can overturn with him pretty easily, but not in like a sloppy way. He has tons of grip. But he just like wants to be pointed in the direction and shot there. He can MTS, he has a ton of grip. Grippy machines usually can't MTS, but he can MTS a little bit. And that's still like enough to take certain turns better. Okay, I'm gonna go right path because you get an extra refiller. And that'll just like allow you to keep boosting throughout the whole level without ever really worrying. And then what I just did there is I take the top, that right path to get that refiller, but then I fall down to get those extra boost plates. That lets you take that section really quickly without ever having to shift boost or do anything that's like, you know, too dangerous. Oh good. Okay, I almost flew off. I was going at about the maximum speed I could without dying there. You want to hit that spot that I flew up at like 1300 or below. And same with this spot right here. You want to be below 1300 at that point as well. You saw me side attack maybe as I was doing that dive a moment ago. I was up in the air, I side attacked to land. When you side attack in the air, you actually will fall faster. And so I was picking up more speed by side attacking for just a moment there. And get all of these boost plates again. I'm just strafing over to them a lot of the time. I'm not even like trying to quick turn or anything super hard. Oh, didn't strafe enough there. Skip that one plate on purpose, not that one, but the one before to get that refiller. And because, like I said, it's so easy to die here that you have too much speed going into that spot all the time. Wow, those were all coming right for me. I missed all of them, though, thank God. We're fine. We got plenty of life. Hit that below 13. We will. Easy. A little off the screen size. Which way is the camera actually pointing? Okay. I think it's more important I'm near the mic though. So sub 3 is good there. I'm assuming that like a sub 310 will do it. Oh yeah, they're still running. There's no, yeah. Sub 315 is all you need for that course. Yeah, if any of you guys have this, I know I said the NSO version is unplayable. Jason played it, and he said it was fine, so if you don't do advanced techniques, I don't think it's probably a big deal. But to time out, like, some of the stuff that, especially is frame perfect, that's super annoying, but boot up the game if you have it, and, like, try and play along on the Grand Prix. It's really fun. You do need a GameCube controller, though. It's really hard to do even quick turning without the analog, you know, shoulder buttons. You can change his color. Blue is probably best for this course, though. Yeah, there was about a day, I think, where I had the best run on this course, and then a French friend of mine was also working on this at the same time. And I think, like, me, him, and a Japanese player have all clustered around the exact same second. I don't know if it's been beat since then. I think it was like a 2:32 or something at the time. Which the record here, like the actual world record, is a sub 2. And I think my best run is a 2:12 with Fat Shark. If you go up here on... Oh, I missed it. If you go up and you line up with those little white arrows, you can just get a shift boost by driving over the track. It'll just throw you down towards the boost plate, and you'll be going faster. If you drive over this at a high enough speed, that little bump there, you actually get a shift boost. I missed both of them, sadly. I'll try some on the boost also. You can get a shift boost at the very start of the level right here on that little bump with Fat Shark. It's one of the reasons Fat Shark's the best vehicle for the course. Just starting the level out and lining up on that part of the track just right will give Fat Shark like 2,000 extra speed. I haven't even used a boost yet, but I don't, yeah. There's no refillers on this course, like I said. These pipe tracks are really bad about that. It's very easy to fly off, as you've seen. I've almost flown off the top a couple of times. Do a long quick turn around that turn. There, we got the shift boost. And you just let go of the accelerator for that little gap that I'm skipping. You just let go of the accelerator and just let the machine like drift up and over it, like point the machine down, like the nose down, and that's all you have to do. And you skip a little section of track there. There's another skip right up here that I'm not going to go for. It's like right over that wall. And then this skip I go for just instinctively is you just strafe off to the left there and then strafe right back down to dive. And that's really easy, save you probably like a second over the computers. Alright, let's try this one again. Right here. There we go. See, I got a little shift boost, giving it a couple hundred extra speed. I almost died there, and I did die there. My bad. M2 King looking a little different. Yeah, he is asleep. He is sleeping. He was just on his phone in his bed. Alright, so I'm gonna try not to boost all at the end of the level and go as fast as possible. That way I don't just die. And I just like skipped that skip as I was talking. Let's go for the shift boost. We line up with the little white arrows. Still got it. Because sloppiness still got it. Good deal. And I just died because I was trying to hear something outside. Alright, my bad. Oh, we're gonna have to restart that. I'm so sorry, guys. Takes for taking over the stream. Jason is pulling some crazy hours. Well, I'm sorry, I just messed up the stream a little bit. Yeah, no problem. He is, like, nocturnal by choice, it seems like. He tries to catch raids and stuff, and so he purposely will sleep in the daytime, it seems. But then he'll also just stay up for 2 days at a time. Alright, we gotta start this over. Gives me a little more chance to actually, like, play well and to talk about stuff. Alright, quick turn, try and get the shift boost. Missed it. Quick turn here. It's kind of like, learning where all the boost plates are in this level is like following this orange, like, line mostly, in my experience. And then, like, whenever you, like, need to get to the other boost plates, you just skip over the other orange line. So if you remember that spot where you change from, like, one orange line to the other, you're basically good for the rest of the level. You can just kind of follow the boost plates after that. I guess there's another twist here. But yeah, it's always along this orange line, basically. And that's just if you can't remember. Like, after you play the level a few times, like, it's in your brain forever. I pushed forward on the nose of the ship a little too much for that lift off that I got, so I didn't get to retain the speed. Okay, I'm not gonna boost. I'm gonna try for the shift boost. I lifted off too much. You could see my nose of the ship go in the air a little bit too far. To get the speed from shift boost, you're basically tricking the game to try and, like, think that you're, like, off the course, but then back on the course suddenly, like, it doesn't know where you're at or something. And it starts, like, increasing your speed like you're diving. Something like that. And if the machine lifts off too much, then the game just knows where you are. And it's like, oh, okay, you're just playing badly. I did a little MTS right around that corner just to line up with that plate. But if you have a better vehicle and you MTS around that corner, you'll actually get a shift boost. So, like, if a vehicle that has a faster MTS, like a momentum turbo slide, did that same thing I just did, they would have gotten a shift boost into a boost plate, because that's what Fat Shark does. You can strafe over that straight away and sometimes get a shift boost, but it feels RNG. Like, it's really hard to figure out. Anytime you're going over these slaloms, you want to be going as straight as possible. If you're going dead straight, like you're not, like, drifting from, like, a line at all, then you won't lose speed as you lift off. I got a little shift boost there, just from that strafe randomly. 250, and like I said, 258 is usually the lowest I get. 257 is pretty impressive. Okay. So yeah, sub 255 is what you need to beat the master mode difficulty there. And all of this is going to defeat the expert difficulty by like an extra 3 to 5 seconds, I'd say. At least. Maybe even 10 on the long courses. Or the, yeah, expert mode, yeah, is a little master mode. I forget because I don't play GP much. But yeah, if you're trying to unlock all the courses, to reiterate that, on F-Zero you need to beat the first 3 cups in expert mode, and then you need to beat the diamond cup that you unlock in expert mode to unlock master mode, and then you need to beat all 4 of those cups in master mode, which we're playing on that difficulty now, to unlock the AX cup. So I'm just basically running through all the cups on master mode difficulty to show you how to beat them. And what vehicle I would use as I did that. Alright, so we're trying to line up between these 2 gray lines to get shift boosts. See that? We got one there, we launched. Pretty safely in first. This is a really good spot to practice your quick turning. You have to like quick turn around that little spot there too to live and not fly off and hit a tree or something. The Sonic Phantom's probably one of the best vehicles to practice quick turning with also. Yeah, basically you're just kind of like boosting and conserving a lot of your boosts through here just to try and get these shift boosts, which you can get up to 2600 speed off of one of these if you get it right. It's just a matter of the vehicle and its weight and like how much speed it can actually retain. But Fat Shark gets consistent doubles off of that. That's why it's the best vehicle here. And it doesn't wobble like Gallant Star, which is the best custom vehicle. Because you get a shift boost that'll like make the machine kind of wobble sometimes and reduce other speed. Sonic Phantom just doesn't retain much of that speed because it's so light. And so the shift boosts I were getting were so small, it was like not even actually worth to turn off the accelerator. Because I wasn't getting above the momentum throttle point. Okay, yeah, 222, anything sub 226 seems like you're always going to win master mode difficulty. That's what you want to shoot for. Alright, now we're back to the course I died on. Oh no, I'm one course away from the course I died on 2 times. I lived through Double Branches. Double Branches is another casino course, so like it's useful to turn the machine color from something other than blue, so you see it in periphery better. Like as I play the game, I'm usually like looking up like right below where that middle 3 is, I would say, somewhere around there. And so it's really useful to like just be able to see your vehicle in your periphery. Several small quick turns around the turn there. If you have a different vehicle, you can MTS that turn, obviously. They killed me so quickly. This is... I forgot how bad this course can be sometimes. Okay. That was amazing. I'm going to... Well, I gotta kind of rack up some deaths to save myself. If I get attacked one time around here, like, I can't really defend myself. I just avoided the jump plate, everything, because I'm gun shy now. I don't want to die a second time. Alright, it'd be probably safer for me to go and try and get 5 kills on this course and just stay with the pack, actually, and, like, do it in one of these safer spots. But I know I can outrace them, so I just gotta be, like, careful not to die doing something stupid. Like, I could probably beat them without boosting on this course, so it's really on me if I end up, like, trying to do anything tough and then dying for it. Like, I just chickened out of that jump plate, so I hit the first one badly. Alright, go to the right path on this course, on boost laps, because you get an extra refiller. And then go down here to get extra boost plates. Alright, and there's a kill plane coming up here. You have to be below 1300. The kill plane here, I don't know what the depth is for that one though. It's definitely a lot higher because you can get a shift boost going over it around the speed I just did. This one, there's another kill plane right there. You have to be below 1300 on that ramp. Whatever you want to call it, that big downslope. Make a break up here. Still almost died. I always skip that one plate back there because unless you're really, really good at hitting it, you'll lose speed from the quick turn even if you don't hit the wall. Yeah, we almost lapped at CPUs on that. It's just getting past them, that's the hard part. Yeah, it's actually like kind of impossible, I think, because so much of it is based around the feel of it. I tried to play the NSO version with Black Bull a lot because he doesn't really benefit from quick turning as much as other vehicles. There's just no way I couldn't figure out a vehicle like that could properly play that game without analog triggers because you need it for the most basic techniques. Like you need it for quick turning. And so I think what Nintendo was trying to do with the GX thing was get people to buy their GameCube controller. I think that was like the main push for it. I don't think they cared enough though about like the input delay and stuff for that to work because they needed this game to actually perform well. To me, it signals what they would do if they ever like got rid of Slippy. Is they would make a game like a version of Slippy that had like 8 frames input delay. Yeah, they kind of ruined it by not having analog triggers on. You know, I guess like yeah, just giving you something with analog triggers when you bought the base Switch 2. But I think it was literally like, oh, the people that are going to get this are going to spend another $100 on our GameCube controller. And they didn't sell the GameCube controller in stores. So like even a rube like me that actually went and bought the Switch 2 just for this game, I couldn't go and just purchase the controller at the same time. They wanted me to go online and do it. And by that point, I'm just like, well, I already spent $600, so like all the like ADHD, like impulse buy, like feeling is worn off. I don't want to go do that. No, I got like one of the cheap adapters to put my old controllers in. And the thing about that is like you need to play it on like a monitor because like a big TV is going to add lag too. And so like you can't play it just on the handheld version of the Switch 2, which has less lag than if you put it on a TV. So you need to play with like a gaming monitor. So like it's just like yeah, it's just dumb. They just did a very bad job with this game on the Switch 2. And this is one of those games where you can't get away with like any kind of Mad Catz type controller at all for anything. Like it's not possible for most games. It's really not possible for this game. Like you just can't do anything. The sticks aren't right. So like yeah, if you don't have a regular GameCube controller, you just sadly can't really play this game to its full potential, I'd say, except I do know some people that are well enough to beat the game with like an Xbox controller or something, but you need something with analog trigger. Alright, so this is a course I died at before. I have no extra lives, I should be paying attention to that. And I only... Well, okay, yeah. It's like, I have no kills on anybody. I'm leading in points, but I just have to be really careful. This is a very easy course to die on. You lose grip going on the upslope of the pipe, and it's like you lose more grip the further you go up. And so like one missed turn will just take the ass of the machine and just send it all the way off the top. Alright, I'm skipping that shortcut. Get that boost quick because I almost died there earlier. Missed the edge of that float. We're going to try and line up with these white arrows and get a shift boost. Nope. That was a bad angle on it. I was hitting too low as I went over the little like bump. Let go of the A button as you go up over that jump. So sub 245, I think, somewhere around there. Oh, okay, it was a 245. Okay, yeah, so if you get a 255 on that, you're fine. Yeah, that course, no advanced technique to it besides, like, just a little bit of, like, you know, drifting with the shortcuts and stuff in the air, like learning how to take jumps. But, really easy, just, like, play a machine with high grip like Sonic Phantom. And as soon as you get used to the turns, you probably won't die like I did the first time. Oh, so we're on Big Blue Ordeal. It's mostly blue. Did M2k get a haircut? Yeah, he got a lot of hair added onto his hair in his last haircut. He already had a beard. He has not shaved in a while. He has more of a beard than I do. No, I'm his roommate, and I play F-Zero GX, and so I'm just showing everybody how to unlock all the courses in F-Zero GX, which is pretty easy and probably the most fun thing to do in the game besides Time Attack, in my opinion. So this level has a lot of jumps and stuff. I'm going to try and do little MTSs, even though this machine's not great at MTSing, and then side attack off of them. That gave me a huge shortcut right there. And yeah, basically once you get one of those dive shortcuts, you have a nice lead that you can maintain for the rest of the run. So S-turn, chicane turn, whatever you want to call it there. Side attack turn, get a little bit of speed around there. Oh no, I almost died. So there's a shortcut there that I did not attempt to take just because I didn't have like the right positioning and I have no extra lives left and I don't want to have to fight to get back to this level. But straight up here we're going to do the same shortcut we did before, try and go a little further. Nice. And there's a different shortcut around that section of track that I'll try and do on lap 3. And then even if I die and I fail to show it off, I'll just go into practice mode and show you guys after this, because I've effectively showed you how to beat this GP now. That's the shortcut I was talking about from the first route. Sonic Phantom is light enough to do that every single lap, actually. Oh. I was going to try and drift and show a shortcut off right there, but I messed up the positioning, so we're going to try this one again. That one's the easier one, and it might actually still be the faster one. I'm not totally sure. It's probably about the same time save. So I'll go into practice mode after this and show you guys the other shortcut, because whichever one's easier for you, you definitely want to learn one of them just to be able to easily beat the CPUs. I should have showed you the suicide finish too. Okay, so there's also a way that if you use your last boost in that thin section and then just tap the right wall at the right time, you can just explode your vehicle across the line and save a few more seconds. That probably would have taken me down to like a 246. I'm losing my voice. I do not know how he talks this much all day. The coffee's probably cold. Alright, yeah, so we won that one. We actually could have lost if we got last place and Blackpool got first, but yeah, we're alright. Okay, so if you've beaten those 3 cups that I just showed you guys 3 different times, like it's not supposed to be a slog, it's supposed to be fairly easy. I think that's why they have you beat it 3 times. If you did that, then you would currently be unlocking the Diamond Cup mode. And Diamond Cup has the hardest tracks in the game. Oh, okay, yeah, so we get to do the question thing. It's this M2k landlord. I'm his roommate. I don't charge him rent or anything like that, so I wouldn't call myself a landlord. What question do you guys want answered? First, second, third, fourth. I got 1-1, so okay, 2 1s. What did Death do?
What have you learned since you died?
It doesn't even ask the same question.
Living is not all there is to life. When you die, you know what I mean.
Thanks for your words of enthusiasm, champion.
Cool.
And that's all for Adrenaline Driven F-Zero TV. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
And now we get to see a much better animated video, I think, with Sonic Phantom for beating the Master Mode. Why would they leave his gun on him while he's like being resurrected? I'm always torn on the like videos after. I can't decide if they're just purely stupid or if they're actually great. Alright, so at this point for Master Mode, Diamond Cup on Master Mode, I would go and buy, because I'm assuming that you don't have all the vehicles if you're doing this. I would go to the shop and I would buy Green Panther, I think, for Diamond Cup, because it's a very grippy machine that's very heavy. Yeah, he's over 2,000 kilograms, so he's going to have really good MT for the dives, and he's got really good grip, which will make it easy to survive on Cosmo Terminal Trident, which I might lose a couple of times at this GP, I have no clue. stupid, that's why it makes them great. Yeah, exactly. Like, some of them are great. They're all stupid. This course is really easy to fall off of. There's only a little bit of walls on the very end section of the course. And that makes it really good to, like, get a lot of shift boosts. But shift boosts are just, like, the easiest thing to die from. So there's no real easy way to, like, beat this course. You just have to survive it, and you'll probably win if you can MT boost the whole time. The other thing with Diamond Cup is you're going to really try and do a lot of Moneyball by killing as many other vehicles as possible so they can't, like, beat you on points. And Green Panther being so grippy and not, like, strafing really hard makes it really easy to collect kills, I've noticed. So I'm already up to 4. But you can strafe over and kill somebody with a side attack without flying off the track with him really easily. There's Sonic Phantom we just played as. Okay, so I got my extra life already, and so now I'm just basically doing this to ensure that if I lose other races, I can still win on points. The dives after the dives on Cosmo Terminal, that's the easiest place to get shift boost. And you saw that last shift boost I did was just over a scene. All you have to do is strafe over that and release A. Those are the easiest shift boosts to get. But you have to make sure that you're not, like, doing it on an upslope, because you'll just go below the track and die. Like, you can't hit one where I just passed there for some reason. But, like, right there on the right you can usually. And so now for the rest of the course, I'm going to assume you're not, like, good enough at this game yet to do many shift boosts or anything, so I'm just going to show you how to, like, spam boost and beat Fat Shark, hopefully, or whoever's the second best character on this Grand Prix. Yeah, if Fat Shark is in the Grand Prix and you don't destroy him, he'll always get first or second on this course. So yeah, you normally grab some shift boost there for extra speed. That one that I just did, anybody can get. There's usually a certain sound with the boosters on every machine that lets you know, like, when the boost is running out. And you can use that to start timing the MT boost. I am not used to this guy's sound at all. It's kind of like a squishy sound at the end of the boost that I have to, like, key into. Imposter. That's funny. Oh, okay, so I just did the strat for, like, ILs, where you switch between the tracks right there. I should have just stayed on the green path, because I could have picked up an entire refiller. Do some shift boost to make up for my speed loss. Oh, no. Okay. One shift boost at least. I think if you get below 313, I think that's the best time I usually ever see the computer get. So like a sub 313 will beat Fat Shark very easily. Even if they're rubber banding, they're not going to get a time lower than that. Oh, that was slow, but still good enough. This replay cannot be saved. I've never seen it say that. I don't know why it said that. I didn't try and save a replay. Alright. Sandotian Lateral Shift is another course that's got really easy shift boosts, actually, so it's probably the best place to start learning them. We're also just going to try, like, once again, to kill as many people as we pass them as possible. This is one of the few courses we're going to use the spin attack, though, because we can get a shift boost right off of these corners by strafing and letting go of A. and then spin attacking into all the competitors, and that'll rack up some easy kills usually. No, I'm just spamming it as I'm waiting for people to pass me. Alright, I'm gonna hit everybody, and I have 2 lives, so I'm gonna try and just go fast. You want to be as close as possible on these little shift boosts, so you strafe as small as possible. And you want to let go of A for exactly 1 frame whenever you see the numbers spike up as high as possible. And that'll get you the most speed retention from them, most speed from the shift boost. With a little bit of input delay, I'm doing better than I expected with these 2. So this is definitely something you can learn and do on Dolphin just fine. Maybe not on the NSO version though. Hmm, 155, messed up the MPR recipe. So I think the staff ghost on this, which is, you know, like the dev time, is like a 209, so we beat the staff ghost by, you know, 14 seconds. None of the other races are probably even done yet. You can see them changing places in the bottom top 6. Yeah, 220. So yeah, if you can sub 220 here, then you're definitely beating Master Mode. Because they were rubber banding like crazy probably to catch up to me when I'm that far ahead. Do a blue vehicle for this, just so it's a red background. Yeah, changing color once again for the course you're on, just so you can see the vehicle better, is really important starting out. It's just getting a sense of where the hitboxes on the vehicle are. For my Fat Shark that I use, like I have custom decals on it, and they help me line up the edges of boost plates and stuff, and that's been like useful for me too. Oh. I got the 2 extra lives, so I guess I'll just kind of front run this and not try and gain an extra one until I die. That plate there, you don't want to point the nose down ahead of time as much, because there's those big things in the middle of the level. They have collision and they'll hit you and like you'll just die, so you need to get over top of them. And then I strafed off the side of I'm gonna try to adjust my hair and almost die. I strafed off the side of the dive right there, because there's weird physics with that dive section that you don't actually get the dive, you lose all your speed. And so the only way to retain your speed is to like go around it in such a way. And you have to kind of know how good the air handling of your vehicle is before you go and do that. Great Panther has pretty good air handling, it seems like. See, I dove up, but I didn't go low enough to get below those other ones. It stopped me dead in my tracks. Yeah, you just kind of go off to the side with him. You don't even have to MTS or anything. Just like go off to the side and then drift over at about the point I did. So for that jump plate, I just take it like normal. Immediately point the nose down and hit A as soon as I begin descending. These big slaloms are a little weird. You'll kill your speed randomly just because how you hit them based on the speed you're going before that. So you kind of have to adjust the nose of the ship sometimes to make the most of it. And yeah, it's just boost to the end. You don't need to do any of the shift boosts I did to beat these guys or anything. You just need to be able to boost consistently. What percentage of YouTube King's waking hours are spent streaming / working? I do not know. I would say if he's awake, it seems like he's usually streaming. I mean, to me, you know what I mean? But, like, our sleep schedules don't line up because I'm a normal human, and so I go to bed at normal human times, and he's, like, nocturnal or corpuscular or something. Like, he's not not awake at the normal times I am. Yes, 98%. Oh, I forgot to check the time on that one. I'm sure if you got below a 210 on that course, that you're going to beat the master mode difficulty. Yeah, I mean, one big thing with people with ADHD and autism is sleep disorders, basically, where you have, like, undiagnosed insomnia, too, where you stay up a very long time. And I have that some with ADHD, where I'll stay up, like, way too long. But it's nothing like the people that I know that have, like, autism or Asperger's. Yeah, they can stay up forever, it seems like. Captain Falcon, the only playable character from F-Zero. I do not have any experience playing Ultimate or the newer Smash Brothers games. I know for a fact that Project M has some other people, or at least the Rex build that he was playing has, like, so many extra characters added into it that they put in Black Bull and Deathborn, so you can play them in a Smash game of some sort at least. But I don't even know, like, what the regular Project M build has in it or whatever, if they put in anybody. I've always wanted Black Bull to be in the game. I didn't even know I wanted Deathborn to be in the game until I saw it. I was like, oh, that's actually a really cool idea. Okay, so I'm just playing and not talking about one of the most important dives in the game. I'm sorry. Was not expecting to hear Corpuscular, but it fits perfectly. Nice. Alright, I should not be reading chat either. So this course is called Dragon Slope. If you look at the HUD, the shape of the track is shaped like a dragon's head. The dives that we just went over, those platforms, are the scales, and the ice section is his nose. So it's an ice dragon, I guess. Okay, oh, Blood Falcon, that's true. It's like a Peach Daisy thing. You can play as Blood Falcon. That's... yeah, very smart. I forget about that all the time. Okay, so this course, you want to get ready for, like, a big MTS on this dive normally and not hit the wall like an idiot like I just did. And then you're going to normally hit this second platform, and then side attack down, and then hit the main platform. And that would be, like, something like what you would want the dive to look like with Green Panther. Oh my goodness. I guess I was too close to the wall that time, and based on his grip, it threw me into it, but I was not expecting that. I'm trying to read these things that are popping up on the chat. It's killing me. So that spot there, you get a dive by boosting into it and then MTSing, and that'll save you a bunch of time. Okay, now I'm going to try and actually think about this level. I get to talk to you guys a little bit. So I let go, and I just drift around those corners with, like, a full strafe, like I'm just MTing. Now, yeah, big MTS, try and avoid these platforms until the middle one, land on it and MT, side attack dive, down to there, and then you're MTing, like letting go of the boost until that plate, and then we're just going to spam boost until we get up to this refill section, or through this refill section. Then take the turn, and then boost, and then take this turn again, and then start spamming boost. And then MTS, dive, side attack dive, level out. Alright. If there's any with F-Zero series at all, it's just regular basic details of skins. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was really cool. I honestly, for a while, I thought that it wasn't Blood Falcon on Melee. I thought they just gave Captain Falcon a red skin, and then like I turned around the character at one point or whatever and saw that they actually did the jacket right, where they actually had the Blood Falcon on the jacket. So it is supposed to be like Blood Falcon and Daisy type of thing. Sub 250. I'm assuming we beat the computer by a lot because it's a long course with a big dive. So let's see. Yeah, if you get sub 305, you're definitely safe. We may have even beat the staff ghost time on that course. I don't even know what it is. It's one of the weakest staff ghosts in the game, though. Alright, so this is like the course that I am not going to get first on. There's just no way. The machines, the computer machines are all buffed pretty heavily. And even though there's a dive in this course, and I'll try and take advantage of it, there's too many small places for me to hit into stuff, and the computer just rubber bands way better on this course. They'll get like shift boost off the corner of the walls, like this like impossible task type tech that humans can't do. And like you can go and watch the replays of the computers doing it. It's really crazy. Like they'll do that just to catch up to you. Alright, so there's a dive right there, but you can't really get it easily on lap 1 with a heavy vehicle. I mean, you can, but you have to have a good MTS speed, which is the momentum turbo slide. If anybody's like coming in the middle of this too, and they want to like learn about any of the techniques that I keep talking about, I would say look up AKC12's YouTube channel. He has shorts of like hand cams of how to perform all the techniques. Alright, so I'm going to wait a little bit to boost here, and then I'm going to try and do 2 boosts to line up as much as possible with this dive, and I messed it all up. Yeah. Getting like caught in between the CPUs makes it really hard. We'll try for it on that 3 though. Oh, I have an extra life to burn too, so I can actually like restart this course for free. Oh dang. Okay, that's a shortcut technically, but it's very hard to hit. Basically you'd fly off there and you'd strafe over and be able to land back on the course. A light vehicle like Sonic Phantom can do that on lap 1, which is really cool. This course has like slanted walls, and so if you hit them, it'll like chain react you into the other wall really easily. So it's very easy to like overcorrect from hitting a wall and then just get stuck in a ping pong effect. But that shape of the wall also is like what I've seen the machines, the CPUs use to like basically cheat their way to the front. So it might be like a thing they designed to like give the CPUs a better advantage on this course. I have no clue. I'm gonna go 3 boosts this time and see if I can get the dive. There it is. Alright. They're gonna come up behind me and try and kill me. You can hit a kill plane on that turn, sort of like Casino Palace double branches. You want to be at 1200 or below, basically, to live. No! there's no way I was going to win that. It's really hard to get a good MTRS with the angle of that wall. And around that spot where I said there's a kill plane, the CPUs can actually just jump it. They can take the gravity from that kill plane and just jump all the way to the finish line. So, even though if I would have survived that turn and got a good MTRS, I probably still would have got like second or third. But that was unexpectedly good for this course, honestly. Oh my gosh, I tried to side attack somebody and they stopped me dead in my tracks. So this time I just need to play a lot safer, or I need to get a lot of kills to get the extra life back. And I'm so far back. I mean, I just need to finish, basically, but I might try and still go for extra lives, I'm not sure. I would say that if you are playing this game for the first time, you would absolutely try and go for the kills, and if they hit you off, you just take the restart, like it's going to have to happen a lot of times anyways. Okay, now that's a strat. Just conserve all of my boosts until after the dive, and just use one before it. That might be what I would recommend to people as well. See all those guys that just launched, there's one just landed right by the end. Those are the CPUs that'll end up beating you at the very end of the race, even if you're doing great. Dang, lost all my speed. I'm spin attacking just so I don't get killed, basically. And at this point, I'm not going to try and fight for a good position. I'm just going to try and finish. Can't wait for the next F-Zero game coming out. Is that announced? Is that a thing that I just don't know about? Superpower. Yeah. I will say yeah, autism and ADHD are like low-grade superpowers because they just let you lock in on something. So if you can put those to good use, they are incredibly powerful. It's not a big thing, but I still have hope. Well, don't get my hopes up like that. I've been hoping for 22 years, and F-Zero 99 doesn't count. No, F-Zero 99 is really cool, but you want a successor to GX, like, in particular, and I just don't think it'll ever happen. M2k is asleep 15 or 20 feet that way. And he woke me up this morning, told me to try and do this. So I am showing everybody GX. And basically just showing everybody how to beat all of the Grand Prix so that they can unlock all the tracks.
F-Zero TV.
Okay. Oh, okay, so this is the question time. What question do you guys want answered? I'll give you a hint, this is the best question right here, but they're all, like, probably pretty stupid. Alright, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which question do you guys want? 2. Alright, cool. Yeah, this, my opinion, is the best.
What's your hair like under that helmet?
Well, it's either a mohawk, an afro, or a skinhead do. You can't guess. It's a mohawk.
It just does a hair reveal.
Thank you for the interview. And that's all for adrenaline-driven F-Zero TV.
And like how?
That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
I'm missing a lot of chat. Somebody just said Mario Kart is better, you're addicted to gambling. What? I'm missing a lot of context. So yeah, this guy is like a gang member slash bounty hunter with Samurai Goro, and then Goro betrayed him, and now he just like spends his time at the laundromat eating candy. Awesome. A few minutes. Oh. Hi, Cadence. Are you gonna be on the stream, apparently? Well, that was the hardest set of courses, actually. And, I mean, you could see from Slimline Slits why that is. It's just almost impossible to win. So for Master Mode AX Cup, I would... I'm not sure what vehicle I would buy. Let me check. I think if you guys are just starting out and beating this for the first time, if you would just wanted to try and play it more like a straight racer, I would buy Death Anchor, wherever he's at. He has a really good boost and a pretty heavy weight. If you wanted to do more advanced techniques, I would go and buy Blackpool at this point. And I think I'll try it once with Blackpool, and we'll see if I can beat it. And if I die, then I'll use Death Anchor. But Blackpool is an incredibly slippery machine. He's the second heaviest non-custom machine behind Fat Shark. So he has really good MT, but he also is so slippery that he has really good MTS, Momentum Turbo Slide. Falcon all the way. Oh, I went Falcon for the Ruby Cup, but if you want me to play Falcon, well, I guess I'll try that if I die. We'll do that. And I'll try it with all the advanced techniques, that way I have a good chance of failing this GP. Did they say Sega? No, they don't say Sega at the beginning of the game. I really, really want a mod where they put in the Sega sound at the beginning of the game. I think about that all the time. So before you even get up to top speed, you can start sliding with Blackpool with the engine still turned on, and that's called turbo slide chaining instead of momentum turbo sliding. And I'm chaining it together, is why they call it chaining. See how I'm doing it over and over. But then once he's at top speed, you can, you know, do the regular momentum turbo slide chaining without the accelerator turned on. There's a super finish on this course, but I don't know how to get it with Blackpool. I'm not exactly sure the angle to explode the vehicle at. Probably like a 105-ish. I wasn't paying attention, so... 103, okay. Probably need like 110 or better, I'm assuming. Yeah, better than 110 will beat this level on Master Mode. Oh yeah, Stream Elements is telling people to download Star Trek Fleet Command. M2k has all kinds of command things, like if you type in !coaching or !Gdoc, it'll like tell you all about all the stuff he's got going on. Too much for me to remember, like above my pay grade to know all the things to say. Wait a sec, I'm seeing somebody replying. I have a question. Where is the logic behind boost power and vehicle health being the same? Okay, sorry I didn't see that earlier. So I think it's just, yeah, you're creating like the risk thing. Like you're chaining risk reward together in a very like particular way. So this course, if you can learn the MTS, there's a lot of spots where the course will break, like over a little hill, and it'll give you like free shift boosts. So that's really important. There's a dive here. There's a nice spot right there that has a shift boost that's easy to get. And another one here that if you hit it with an MTS, you can get a ton of free speed. So that little refiller section and dive is kind of weird. You'll go into that ice section where the refiller is and lift off in such a way that you lose all your speed unless you point the nose of the ship like down and to the right slightly. And that'll help you stay attached to the track, and it'll actually normally give you a shift boost, like a drive over shift boost. And that will help you going into this refiller section as fast as possible. I lifted off a little too much to get the shift boost from it. And then I got one there. But it still let me hit the refiller really well to get up onto life back. I like the mechanic, I just don't see the logic. Right. I mean, it's not a real world game. I guess the storyline behind the game is like a bunch of like hyper rich like billionaires and trillionaires created this like racing league like out in outer space to entertain themselves, which, like, given all the billionaires that are sending themselves to space in the dumbest way possible, it's pretty accurate probably of what will happen if they get the technology. So I don't know, I think that in this reality the racers are incredibly expendable, and it's more about the benefit of the trillionaires that are watching it. So there's probably like tons of clones of Captain Falcon besides Blood Falcon, and they're just like sticking new racers in these things over and over. That's how I like to think of it. So they're not concerned about your health if you're racing one of these machines. Yeah, you're going 2,000 kilometers an hour all the time and not dying from G-force. Hi, Cadence. I'm sorry. My kiddo is awake and probably wants me to stop playing soon, so I'm going to finish these 3 courses and then hop off of here. Hey, I gotta finish this for Jason because he's online, okay? Can you go hang out in your room or something for a few minutes? Or you can sit there and watch. Yeah, thank you. That's fine. Black Bull's side attack chaining is mental. Yeah, I don't have any personal best with Black Bull. It's not like a vehicle I'm good with. I'm better with Quickstar, which is also really good at MTS side attack chaining. But it's pretty nuts how fast you can go. Black Bull is not very well suited for this course because he's slippery, and this is a pipe track. But I'm just going to kind of point him in the direction he needs to go, and since he has a nice long boost duration, he'll be alright. He loses a lot of speed from quick turns, but he gains a lot of speed from side attack turns. Oh my gosh, see that slip so bad right there. Okay, if you hit into that seam of the wall at just the right way, you will get like a triple shift boost and fly out of there at like almost 3,000 kilometers an hour. And if you can control the vehicle, it'll just put you solidly in first place. This has the same weird thing that it kills all your speed going off the dive that Firefield Undulation has. So you have to like kind of go to the side to avoid the gravity plane from the track piece that you started on. I'm slipping around so much talking. Okay, so 1 second. I'm skipping that refiller just to try and get that shift boost again. I got a small one. Go over here, get this, and then do a big long turn. Okay, so normally if you hit those 2 boost plates and then you do a big like wide turn like I just did, you'll get a free shift boost. But it's hard to line it up, especially when I don't know the vehicle that I'm doing it with very well. Nope, that's the way to die. Bad. Jason's controller. Want to go out there?
Okay. Well, then you gotta let me finish.
Guess here's some stuff. Comes up in that mic cord. You can get like one MTS chain before you get onto the pipe right there. Alright, so how I died before was I just like went around the pipe track at such a tight angle that it caused me to lift off from the gravity at the speed I was going. So I just gotta be careful about that. I have a little bit of a speed boost, just a single shift boost. Cadence, you can't do that like that. I don't. Alright, sorry about that. Floated that section of track just to keep some of my speed. There's only 2 courses to go after this, guys. So after that, I'll let Jason hop back on or put on some tournament or something. Just so you know, here. Oh, I got the shift boost speed for a split second, and then I lost it somehow, so it did register that I saw it. Didn't get the shift boost over there again still, so I don't know how to do it with Black Hole very well. Alright, this is scary because when you have no life, they love to boost into you and kill you. If I had enough of a gap, it was okay. Don't want the same thing to happen again. Cool. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me take care of my kiddo real quick. Alright, sorry. Finish this up real quick, and then I'm gonna go hang out with her and get her breakfast and stuff. Didn't even know you could lose like that. There's a couple thousand different ways that this game can show you can lose that you didn't know. Like, just incredible stuff. I mean, there's a lot of times where you will clip through the like floor of the game in between frames and just not even see it and then die. So this course is one of the most fun courses in the game, I'd say. It just has kind of everything that you can do. Lots of like fun sections with dives and shift boosts, and you get a lot of different spots that you can MTRS actually, besides the end of the level too. Yeah, the hardest part is getting through a thin section with all the other characters, because they just end up doing a spin attack and stopping all your speed gain. So there's a good spot to MTRS, get ahead of everybody. And so you don't even need to like MTS chain, you can just like figure out how to do some basic like amount of MTSs and you'll be good. I'm on the door. Like around these big turns, these big corners. Makes it so easy. MTSing off of like dives to go faster is always a big thing. I just got a shift boost from that landing. So if you get like really advanced at this level, after that dive, there's a spot that you can MTS into a big shift boost. And you'll take that around that corner through that tunnel, and then once you come out of it into the slaloms, there's like other spots you can get even more shift boosts and just stack this speed together. She's messing with stuff on the door. I can't pay attention, I'm sorry. She's gonna break the door trying to open it when she can't, though. I take care of a child with severe autism, and so she's nonverbal. And right now she's mad that I'm playing video games, because she just woke up. And so she's used to the pattern of me being downstairs, not in here hanging out with Jason. Oh yeah, I have no extra lives left. I've been playing this pretty fast enough. That section right there where it's thin and you're trying to boost, you need to like be really careful about quick turning because you'll lose grip at such a high speed and you crash into the wall, so a lot of times it's just better to stick steer right there. And I went through the level. My bad. Hi Fibat. I am playing F-Zero GX on M2k stream. Fibat is a really great quick star player in F-Zero GX. He time attacks, he's probably ranked around top 30, and he used to have, until about a day ago, the world record on Lightning Loop Cross. And I'm assuming he's probably playing the game again just to get that record back. So I hope he's doing well. Oh yeah, okay, so I wanted to show you guys how to beat all of these levels. I don't have time with the kiddo getting grumpy to go back through the Grand Prix again after I died. So I'm just going to go to practice mode and show you Lightning Thunder Road and Green Plant Spiral real quick. So practice mode, you can put the CPUs on, and you can put them on whatever difficulty you want, and you can also keep your score on, which is nice. So the one difference though between this and Grand Prix, like a 3-lap racing Grand Prix, would be they are going to have boosts on lap 1, so we can all boost and just do the regular boost strats lap 1. Just to make it interesting, I probably won't boost lap 1. It shouldn't really matter. Jeez, until they just destroy me. Right, I'm not going to go for that shortcut that killed me last time. Yeah, this is just MT boosting through this part. Like I said, I would stick steer this part until you get really good, because I still mess up all the time quick turning there. Quick turn around that, and then you can extend that spot with an MTS to get your boost to like line up how you want. I accidentally took that shortcut again, even though I said I wasn't going to. On boost laps it's way easier though. This part it's hard to maintain a boost for. the whole time, as you see. Like, we'll just crash into the wall. And it's more important that you like get the dive well than maintain like insanely high speed through that thin section, because the dive chains into little shift boosts. So I would just probably run it like lap 1 instead of boosting through that section if you're new to the game. Because even without like going for the shift boost after the dive is going to give you so much speed if you take it well in MT and everything, that it'll make it way easier to beat the computers. Almost died again. You can lift your nose up a little bit doing that dive, and like you'll lose, you know, a little bit of speed and time, but it'll make it way safer instead of pointing it downward to like gain a little bit of extra speed. Got both of those shift boosts, that was nice. Alright, so that's 3 laps of this course. I'm thoroughly in first, so let's go to select course. I'll put on 3 laps for the next one, and I'll show you guys Green Plant Spiral real quick. I would say Lightning Thunder Road, if you get anywhere like below like 3 minutes and 10 seconds or something, you're probably going to be fine. For Green Plant Spiral, I don't know, it might be closer to like 4 minutes. It's the longest track in the game. Alright, we'll see how long this takes actually. But yeah, if you can beat this in like 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes and 45 seconds, you're probably going to beat the Master Mode. A good time on this track, if you're time attacking it, would be like sub 3. That's like a goal time that a lot of people have as they're like getting into time attack. Okay, there's a shortcut right there. I did not try and take it even though Restore was on. I should have, just to show where it was. But I'm thinking I'm in Grand Prix mode still. Batman, yes, that is absolutely what that is. Just basically a rip-off of other copyrighted material. I got a little bit of a lift off there. There's a big skip for that section on boost laps. It's very hard for a heavy machine to ever get it on lap 1. But it can happen. Alright, I'm gonna show you this real quick. Yep, so that's where the shortcut was. I went too high. But you can, there's a lot of kill planes, but if you skip off of that section, you can land down right about here. And so you save, it's a massive skip, it's like a 3.5 second skip. And it's actually pretty easy to get on lap 1 even. With like a light vehicle especially. Boost. There's a drive over shift boost right there, but I missed it. And then that big skip, you need to MTS into that little launch point. Instead of diving down, you'll just go and land in the middle of this spiral. Like right about like back there, like right at the beginning of like where I started MTSing. Just gonna skip the skip so I can whip and win. Side attack right there, you can get a shift boost. If you side attack to the left and strafe onto the refiller. There's a big skip here that you can get. Like you would just go further than I did, and Black Hole has better handling, but you would land past that dirt patch like right out here. It saves like about a second and a half, 2 seconds. Alright, now let's see if I can still win after dying a couple times to show off stuff. That was weird. That was just jank shift boost. Star Fox, Batman, Captain America, and more. They should do another version of this game where they just make it like Smash Kart. They just put like Smash Brothers characters in the vehicles, just like fuck it. Like that'll sell. White Cat's not beating. Yeah. I almost caught up with that MTRS, but dying 3 or 4 times definitely sealed the deal. I think Captain Falcon has his own rip-off in this game. He has like 2 or 3 rip-offs in this game, yeah. 405 was still enough to get second. That's sad. Okay, so yeah, sub 4 I think will definitely net a win, although the rubber banding might make it different. She's being really good now, so let me try it again real quick and see what we can get. She's a vehicle I like. I mean, that's basically how you beat all the Grand Prix, though. I guess since she's being good, I told somebody I would play as Captain Falcon for this Grand Prix, so we'll do one just with the standard vehicles. But yes, that's the strat, though. If you're trying to unlock stuff for the first time, I would go Captain Falcon for Ruby Cup, Sapphire Cup Great Star, Emerald Cup Sonic Phantom, Green Panther, just because he's so good at getting kills and stuff. I would use him for the Diamond Cup. Sorry, I just got a text message. And for the final cup, it was probably just whoever you're most comfortable with the AX Cup, but I would say out of the non-custom machines, I like Black Hole a lot. And probably Great Star again would be another good choice, or like Death Anchor. Okay, so Falcon. Alright, sorry about that. So we're doing max speed settings on all of these, but machines like Blue Falcon can snake if you ever wanted to learn snaking. It's a good way to just beat something that you might be stuck on in the game. If that thing is easy enough to, you know, if you can do the track easy enough to snake on it, because snaking makes all the tracks a lot harder. It's like not going to beat you chapter 1 where you have to pick up all the capsules in story mode or anything, but if you're stuck on Grand Prix mode and you want to, like, you know, get past somebody and you can't do all the techniques I talked about, just learning some basic snaking doesn't work in max speed, like I said, but that kind of motion, that'll gain you hundreds of extra speed on every stride, and it'd be an easy way to get past some of these guys. So this course, it's really good to have a machine that can MTS well here. Momentum turbo sliding is not a specialty of Captain Falcon's, but he's got an okay boost duration and everything, and really good handling, so we'll still win, right? There's a couple of spots where you can get shift boost on the track, like right there and there especially, and then back before the refiller. And then that spot right there I'll play too. But they all require some amount of MTS speed basically to hit them correctly. The final turn, you can drive over that and get a shift boost if you're hit at the right speed though. Usually like strafing over it. 111. Yeah, we won it by about 2 seconds, so you want like a 110 here. Be safe. So something interesting that I've been working on a lot with Jason's friend Domo is we're trying to do an online tournament series for F-Zero GX. And if any of you guys are interested, just be on the lookout for that. We are setting up the Start GG page and everything kind of at the moment / this week. Oh, you're back. Okay. Well, maybe I won't be able to finish showing you guys this, depending on if she gets grumpy again, but she seems to be feeling a lot better, so... Probably just wasn't used to me being up here. Oh my gosh. So this is all ice, these blue sections, you lose grip and stuff. And that lets you actually MTS a lot better, so how I said Falcon wasn't good at MTS before, he is on ice. That jump section, you want to try and MTS out of it to gain more speed so that you can get past the gravity plane and get a full dive. Otherwise, you have a little bit of that gravity plane thing that happens with Firefield, undulation, and Fort Town Cylinder Wave, where you see like all the speed gets killed by the dive instead of gaining speed. A lot of these sections I'm trying to extend my speed by MTSing through the ice. Uh-oh. I took that dive very badly, so I'm so far back I'm going to have to take this path with the refiller. Normally, you just skip this path because there's so many sections to gain speed on throughout the course. You don't need that refiller. But if you're just starting out, I would say it's probably a good idea to go to the left path on that too. There's a easy super suicide finish that you can get there by smashing into the opposing wall before that last turn. You need to be in boost state as you like MTS into the wall, and you'll just explode forward and finish the level. But without knowing the vehicle very well, I wasn't going to risk messing up the angle. Okay, so I only beat him by less than a second, so you probably want like a 145 on this course. Be safe. You always have to account for the rubber banding. Yeah, I did not know how Jason talks this long. Because I've been up here for like an hour and I can barely talk. Alright, so this course, Blue Falcon is probably a better choice than Black Bull, who I used before to show you guys this stuff, just because he has a much better grip and handling. You can kind of like figure out the path you need to take on these pipe tracks just by watching the other racers too. I mean, because they know where they're going. Trying to try for this weird seam shift boost. Oh, we got a little one. The world record strat for this course never even uses that seam shift boost. He just skips it every time and he still has the world record. It's crazy. Because it gives you an incredible amount of speed. Like if you hit it right, you're tripling your speed. So Captain Falcon has a slightly short boost duration. and not a really good sound for figuring out when it ends. It makes it a little bit harder to do the MT boosting. Okay, 1 second, please. Oh no. Alright, that's a really easy way to die is to try and hit that shift boost and it just throws you off to your death. A lot of small quick turns around that section of pipe track just to keep your grip. Lifts it off too much to get the shift boost there. Oh wow. Okay, I wasn't even positive that I got first place. So I floated that section and I think he dived, and because he dived down, it even though it increased his speed probably for a while, it made it take longer to hit that point. So yeah, that was very close. I didn't have any boost left, and Twin Dorito always does really well on that track. Thank you, Cadence. I wasn't talking to you until Alright, so this track, even though it's really long, it's pretty straightforward. You can do a lot of MTS chaining if you have a vehicle that's good for that. But starting out, I mean, if you're confident with your MTRSs, like you can obviously gain a couple of good spots of speed, or gain several spots from some good speed right through there. One through here. Missed that on lap 1. A lot of these turns you can MTS around, even with like a vehicle that's not great at it, like Falcon, and still gain speed. MTRS right here on the rail and gain some speed. And Take an MTRS on here. Missed that plate. Looking at my lifestyle. Put those down. Hitting walls. See, I have a big problem, I mean everybody does, when you try and check the HUD, you'll just like, you know, mess up ever so slightly. I just skipped that skip because I didn't think I had any life left and I wasn't confident because I was talking. $327. Okay, yeah, so just like a sub 330 should be able to beat any Master Mode GP, just sub 330, 335 even. Is attacking everybody. There's that skip lap one. And it is very easy to go too high or too low and hit a kill plane. There's the side attack, strafing into the refiller gives you a shift boost. And a strafe up here and then down to get a little dive speed. Now, Blue Falcon is probably light enough that you can do a weird, like, technique to get the giant skip into this ice section on lap 1. I do not know how to do it yet, though. It's like an MTS into an MTRS, and then that launches you into the air on the left wall. Ads start in 2 minutes and 50-some seconds. I'm going to try and beat this course before the ad break. Oh, that's not going to do it. Alright, well, I'm not going to play another time through since the kiddo's up. Thanks everybody that was watching for letting me play my favorite game on M2k's stream. Be on the lookout if you get this game, if you have this game, if you like this game. Me and Domo are working on a tournament series for this. Any skill level, if you play this game, it's going to be a Grand Prix and Knockout Tour mode series, so you're going to get to play a lot of races no matter your skill level. It'll all be set up through like Video Ninja and stuff like that. He's been putting a lot of work into it. We're going to work more on it this Wednesday. Domo's currently working on Hungrybox's Melee tournament Melee and Ultimate tournament that he does locally in Florida. So once he gets back, we'll hopefully have some more stuff to announce on that. Thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun. I didn't really have anything planned. Jason like woke me up, and this is what I could think to come up with. Yeah, please check out this game if you like Melee. Maybe you don't like the Melee community, but you like the game. F-Zero GX is a much smaller community. It's much more positive. I like it a lot, honestly. I know there's people that don't really even play the game that are still in the Discord, like talking all the time. There's the F-Zero Nexus Discord, which I'm on usually, and then there's also the F-Zero Discord, which you guys could join either of those to learn about the game and get a lot better. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and set up a video. I might need to wake up Jason, though, so let's see. Don't lose my control. Escape. Stop the current emulation. Yes. Okay. And then I'm gonna go to M2k's channel. I think he has a playlist for his subathon. We're gonna put that on. Oh, hey, thank you so much, J14. I don't know if you guys have seen some of this playlist before or not. Let's just start it on this video, actually.
I can't do anything. He's captain. Yeah, it's anti-speedrun. Like I can't force an approach. I have to like take my time.
That's really cool. Yeah, GX is my favorite game of all time, and that's one of the reasons I've been working on this tournament series with Domo. Is I wanted to get back into GX, and it takes so much time, so many hours to time attack and like improve your times that I was like, if I just work on something for the community, for other people to get into this game and love it, I could put in 1/20th the time and have like 1,000 times the impact. So that's sort of my ideas for the game and myself going forward in the future. All right, thank you guys. I'm gonna try and hop off of here. I gotta switch his scene to. I think it's actually on the right one. Let's see. It was on F-Zero GX, and now it's on.
This is a total reset.
Watching tournaments. I think that's good. That was GX. Alright. Yeah, we just never switched off of it, probably.
I think I'm just gonna reset.
Alright, thank you guys.
I'm just starting over with Dog. Come on. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset. Do you see how long that took? That's bad.
I need to do the Mewtwo King is napping thing, though. Let me just see.
I don't know about this run. Don't know. Is this a reset, guys? Is this a reset? Will this make world record? If the chat's split on the reset, that means it's a bad run. A lot of chat just doesn't want me to reset because they want to see the process ending. Chat being split means it's a bad run. Because nobody wants to see the streamer reset. So let's be honest, it's not a good run. I don't know. I actually don't know what to do though. But I did get that one cool Luigi Zero Death. I did get that cool Zero to Death. Alright, let me try Bowser, and then I'll just... I need more data points. Because look, I can get some more data points. If I can get some bad Falcos. So if I get like a Jigglypuff here, or I get a Peach here on Dreamland.
I'll try and refinement.
Last time you didn't guys, just so you know, last time it wasn't even oh no. I can't kill this character fast.
Sources?
Oh, I can't jump out of shield because I'm used to ultimate.
I'm not messing with that. Thank you, though.
No! Dude, Groovy Dot ran away. He's stalling me. Groovy Dot stalls me. No, that's not funny. No! That's not funny! That's not funny, Groovy Dot! No, he wasn't! Alright, this is a reset. Ah! Ah! Shut up, Groovy! You're just gonna waste time! He was trying to waste time! On purpose! He wanted me to reset. Maybe Groovy Dot did me a favor. Maybe Groovy Dot knew that my run wasn't very good. And he just picked an ungimpable character that you can't kill quickly. No matter what.